Hey, it's Shane from GotRom.com. In this video, I'm going to show you how to improve your shoulder mobility for handstands. I'm going to show you how to do it fast. Stay tuned. Make sure that before you do any of these shoulder mobility drills, that you test your shoulder range of motion before so you can see if the drills helped. So you could test your shoulder range of motion by doing a handstand or by laying on your back and just testing your range of motion. Keep your arms straight, lay on your back, and just see how do your shoulders feel. So now we're going to get into the actual mobility drills. So if you want to have nice clean line in your handstands, you don't want to have that kind of arch in the back, elbows bent, kind of banana back handstand. One of the things that you need to do first is improve your thoracic spine mobility, the way that your upper back actually moves. All of us, because of modern life and texting, gaming, homework, studying, working, driving, everything, eating, everything is slumped forward like this. And after years and years of years, if you could watch me in slow motion over the years, you'd see me just kind of start to slump in this direction. And this is why Grandma and Grandpa look like Grandma and Grandpa, because gravity has taken its toll and they were never taught what I'm about to teach you. So, to work on a thoracic spine, you need two, either lacrosse balls or these are alpha balls from Yoga Tune-Up. Whatever you have available, any two balls will do, except maybe tennis balls might be too soft. They have to kind of have a little bit of a firmer texture. So I'm going to set these aside. So I'm going to use two lacrosse balls to improve my thoracic spine posture, to improve my handstand line. So I'm going to lay on my back, two lacrosse balls on the upper back. Now you might have seen some version of this with a foam roller, maybe even balls. So we're going to go a little bit more intricate today. So I've got it in between my shoulder blades, and I'm going to start by just slowly steamrolling up and down. You can go all the way down to where your rib cage kind of drops off, the bottom of your ribs, all the way to sort of the base of your neck. So start by just kind of rolling and getting used to this. This can be pretty intense for a lot of people, but if you just spend a minute or two massaging, scrubbing this out, I think you'll find that it starts to become more tolerable. For some people it takes weeks or months, so be patient if it's too intense. So scrubbing up and down. If I find a kind of a lumpy spot or a sticky spot where I can tell that the soft tissue, the muscles in that area are a little bit dense, I'm going to stay right there and I'm going to scrub, 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 back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Just like you're scrubbing a dirty dish, you can keep scrubbing it until the food kind of gets dissipated. So you can do something similar with the knots in your upper back. So I'm scrubbing, or if I find kind of a sticky spot, the next step is to teeter totter. So I'm going to lift my chest up to the sky as my head drops back towards the ground, and then come back like this. This is as if someone with big hands took my spine and was just kind of bending it back and forth or mobilizing the joint. So I'm teeter-tottering, or I'm scrubbing, 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 or I can slowly steamroll. Those are all fair techniques. If you find that your shirt is getting kind of caught up in the balls, then you need to tuck your shirt into your pants. The next technique is to take your arms long and do all those same techniques, either slowly steamroll, or scrub, 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 or teeter-totter. Or the final technique is if you find kind of a good leverage point where I feel like, yeah, I'm kind of stuck right there, I'm stiff, I can't move. Obviously that would impact my handstands. I'm stiff there, so I'm going to take a deep breath, exhale, and sink. And sink. And I can scrub. Just kind of start to follow your intuition after a while, but I do want you to alternate between the techniques of slow steamroll, teeter-totter, scrub, 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 or breathe and relax. In this position or this position. So give that a shot. Retest how your shoulder range of motion is, how your handstands feel, and I think you'll find that they are a lot better. If you're a calisthenics athlete or someone who does a lot of pull-ups or pulling motion in general, or just someone who lifts weights and does a lot of pulling, or someone who just has poor posture, your lats, these big meaty lat muscles, get stiff and they limit your range of motion for shoulders. So to work on that, you need some kind of mobility ball, a lacrosse ball, or a softball. I like the larger diameter balls, a little bit bigger than a softball. So I'm gonna use this one. I'm going to lay on my side, put it on my lat, and you need to work on the lat from all the way up near where it attaches at the top, all the way down, just this whole length of meat here. Getting this nice relaxed position. Enjoy the torture you're about to inflict on yourself. Breathe and relax. So the first thing that I start doing is I start kind of peeling back and forth. So I'm puffing my chest out and then rolling back and forth. It's like I'm lumping across that kind of lat muscle on the side of your body, that lateral seam of your body. So lump back and forth. When you find a really good spot, like right there for me, I'm gonna stop, breathe and become dead weight. This is really important. If you stay tense, you're like, it's not that bad, but as soon as you become dead weight, that's when it gets terrible. And that's when you make the most change. So lump back and forth, maybe up and down. You also can go kind of long arm position. You can work down the lat a little bit more, up the lat. You'll find where you need. And when you're done, retest your handstand or retest your shoulder range of motion laying on your back, and you'll probably find, this doesn't feel quite as free as this one. So work on those lats. So because we do so many things in life that shorten our pecs and give us worse posture, like texting, gaming, studying, driving, eating, everything is like this. These pec muscles that attach here and here get shorter and shorter, and they limit our overhead range of motion and limit your handstands a lot. So we need to chew them up with some massage and then stretch them. So here's how you do that. The first thing you're gonna do is take 2 lacrosse balls, overhand grip, put them on the edge of a wall where you can kind of step back and lean into them a little bit, and then scoop your arm up and down like so. You might need to readjust a couple times so you get just the spot that you need. So anywhere kind of below the collarbone, subclavius, pec minor, all these muscles, just the meat right here, put it on the squishy bits, lean into it, get some good pressure, and then scoop your arm up and down like so. You also can scoop your arm up and out in a circle if that feels good. Repositioning to get whatever feels junky on you. So spend 2-3 minutes here doing this, and you'll probably find when you're done that like this shoulder feels super open and your normal shoulder feels like, I didn't realize that was always like that. So that's going to open that up, but you can magnify the effect of that by then stretching the muscle. So to stretch the pecs, you can go forearm against the wall, step through with the same side leg. So right arm, right leg, I step through the door, and then I turn away. I'm always feeling pressure on the low elbow like I'm doing this. That's shoulder external rotation, which puts the shoulder in a good fit position. So I'm stepping through, opening up my chest, maybe I even sink down, which makes my arm kind of go up and away from me, which is the angle of the fibers of the pec muscle. So I'm here, sinking down, wiggling, breathing and relaxing, or squeezing and relaxing. So that's PNF, contract, relax. So that's big breath, squeeze, tight, 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 relax, take up the slack, move a little deeper into the stretch. So if you do that, chewing them up, plus stretching them in this position, or even a long arm position like so, external rotation, step through, stretch the pecs like so, this is where you should feel it. The combination of that will improve your shoulder range of motion for your handstands, make your posture more awesome, and make you more awesome. So give it a shot. So we talked about how your thoracic spine needs to be in a better posture to have good handstand shoulder mobility. So you can work on it with the lacrosse balls, but some of the people that have the most flexible thoracic spines in the world are contortionists. So we can borrow some exercises from them, not because we're trying to get super bendy, but just because we want to have full shoulder range of motion. So all you need for this is a wall, and this is going to be a thoracic extension stretch. There's a couple things you want to know. When you inhale and exhale, every time, either you're inhaling or exhaling, you're thinking about lengthening your spine. And we're going to put our elbows up like this, our hands like so on our head. My feet walk back behind me a little bit. You're going to have to play with the position for yourself. And then I'm going to try to feel an arching sensation in my upper back. So my head is just facing straight ahead. Some people if they have more range of motion or if it feels comfortable, can put their head back a little bit. But for me, straight ahead is good. And then I just breathe into my upper back, relax, breathe, relax, thinking about lengthening my spine. You don't want to have your hands too far down like this or you'll just get a tricep stretch. So I have a little space here. That's why I put my hands like this on my head. Sticking your butt out. Looks a little bit silly, but it's a great upper back stretch. So play around with higher elbows, lower elbows, dropping the chest forward, feeling a stretch in this area. This is the target. If you feel an arch in your low back, that's not it. We're looking for a comfortable upper back stretch. So I'll shut up for a couple seconds and show you what it looks like. So as you can see, I'm doing a lot of little micro movements and wiggles. This is actually a very refined stretch to feel it in the right place, right in between your shoulder blades, and make it comfortable. That's very key. If it doesn't feel comfortable, you might need to go back, massage out your upper back, return to this one, keep experimenting. But if you do this, I think you'll find that your posture is radically improved and your handstands feel a whole lot better. So give the wall thoracic extension stretch a shot. Another major limiter of overhead range of motion in the handstand is these lats, these big lat muscles here. If they are too tight, they're going to pull your arm out this way, and you're going to be doing handstands like this or with bent elbows instead of a nice clean line. So we got to stretch these lats. My favorite way of doing that is with a band attached to a pull-up bar or a pole. You hook the band around the back side of your wrist, and then you crisscross the band in front so it's nice and tight. And then you can relax a little bit more. If you're just grabbing a pole or something, you're kind of tensing while you're trying to stretching, and that doesn't work really well. So back of the wrist, crisscross in front, so nice and snug. I can relax all my muscles. And then I put this hand on the ground so I don't slide that way. And I make my arm long. I externally rotate like I'm screwing a screwdriver like this. That's shoulder external rotation. And then I push my armpit up and out in that direction, and it rainbows the side of my body and gives me a really, really great lat stretch. From here, I can just breathe and relax, 10 cycles of breathing and relaxing, or until you feel like you're not making change anymore, or I can tense everything up, get tight, 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 and then relax, wiggle around. Feel free to get in any kind of strange position or angle that you need to get where you feel tight. But in general, this is the target. And when you're done, you'll probably find that this arm is so much more range of motion and your handstands are going to feel so much easier. So give the band lat stretch a shot. So the last stretching series to improve your handstand is hanging variations. So hanging kind of stretches your muscles in some unique ways. Sometimes you can get muscles that you can't stretch otherwise. Like often when I hang, I feel a stretch kind of deep in the armpit, which I can't get if I'm getting my pecs or my lats or other things. So just straight up hanging with, again, your shoulders in external rotation, meaning put your thumb around the back of the bar, is really nice. You can also, of course, have your thumbs on the front, whatever you want to play with. But just hanging passively or being active and then hanging. Also changing, if you bring your knees up in front of you, for example, that changes how your shoulders feel. But just hanging and breathing and relaxing, feeling your shoulders kind of open up is a great drill. The other thing that you can do is kind of like bring your feet off in this direction so that you're a little bit more of a rainbow on this side. And then you're kind of biasing just a stretch on one side. I can just breathe and relax, hunt around. I could take a reverse grip like so, a little bit more shoulder external rotation. That feels really good. Contracting, relaxing, or the other side. Or you can just hang with in this position. There's no wrong way. You just notice that when you hang and you breathe and relax, when you're done, you're like, that just feels cleaner, and your handstands are going to feel a lot better. So give those hanging variations a shot.
So that's it. A simple shoulder mobility routine to improve your handstands. If you have any questions, feel free to email me and I'd be happy to help, and see you in the next video.